on May 20th, 2025, regular night, went to sleep, and I saw Jesus in my dream. I had a rapture dream. Mind you, I did not believe in the pre-trib rapture before Jesus gave me this dream. And I was, for years, probably for the last 2 years, I was so frustrated because I couldn't figure out if it was a pre-trib or post-trib rapture. And it was on my mind like all the time. And after Jesus gave me this dream, which I believe it was a confirmation, and I'm pretty convinced that it's going to be a pre-tribulation rapture, but let me explain my dream. I want to add this in here before I start. So the day after I had the rapture dream, I explained it in the comments of a TikTok video. I woke up and the video was like, Jesus is coming back soon. That was the first thing on my For You page. So I commented my rapture dream, and multiple people commented saying they had very similar dreams, and like the same night or within this year. And it was just very mind-blowing that there was multiple people that's had dreams like this. In my dream, I was hanging out with like 4 or 5 of my family members. I'm not gonna say who they were, but one of them is an unbeliever, and the unbeliever was talking like drinking and doing all this stuff, and we were sitting in a circle, and all the other people were Christians there, and we had such a weird, eerie feeling in our heart. We were like something's about to happen. I remember my stepmom saying, I said I wouldn't say, but my stepmom's a believer. She was like, I just feel something, like something's gonna happen. And all of us felt that way. And the unbeliever there was like, nah, like talking, cussing, saying all this stuff. And I remember just feeling like, oh man, like I feel like something's happening. Like it was a crazy feeling. Long story short, we were in like a library or something, and we stopped talking, and then we all kind of went our ways. I was like, love you, said bye to my family. So I walk out these double doors, and I remember hearing the loudest worship music. The worship music, I can't remember the song, but so loud. So I went to reach to take my headphones off, and I didn't have my headphones on. And I was like, what the heck? And I turn around, and I look behind me. And when I turned around, there was like these mountains, and the sky was dark orange, like a blood orange. And right above it was a rainbow, the most radiant, bright, beautiful colors I've ever saw in my entire life. The rainbow wasn't arched, it was straight across the skyline, right under the mountains, and just in that orange blood red sky. But it was so bright, it was going through all the sky and everything. It was just beautiful. Never saw colors like that. Anyway, it started off really thick and got thinner and thinner and thinner. And as my eyes were following this rainbow, and then it ended, it got really thin and ended. And right at the end of that rainbow, it was Jesus in a white robe. And the sky was only blue where he was. And he had his arms out like this. He had both of his hands out, and his face was just so stern. And like he just had this like dominance, like king power. He was just so like, oh my gosh, I could not believe it. Anyways, right away I was like, I screamed out, it's happening, as loud as I can, it's happening. And I remember this fear came over me, and I just felt like so scared. I'm like, I'm not gonna be raptured. Like I felt like in my mind, doubt and fear came right away. And immediately when I had doubt and fear, my shirt on everything, my shirt got tugged up, and I just remember feeling a pull in the front of my shirt, and I got shot up in the air like so fast. It's like, you know that ride at like any amusement park, the slingshot ball? That's what it felt like. I went boom. So I went from feeling this fear to feeling so much happiness that I'm raptured, that I'm like, yes, I was so happy. Then immediately after that, I started thinking of my family. I started thinking of my wife and my son. And I remember saying like, are they going to be raptured? I felt like so scared. And I kid you not, my wife told me, I heard it. I had no headphones, and she like communicated to me and said, me and Nathan are okay. That's her and my son. We're okay. We're coming too, she told me. And it was like telepathical. And I remember being so happy. I'm like, yes, my family's saved. And then again, I switched back to fear, and I started thinking of my unsaved family members. And my heart was just shattered, where I was like I immediately thought in my head, they're going to be like, where's Jared and Nevaeh? Where did they go? Like, they're going to be looking for me. Right when I thought that, I had a vision, and I saw inside of my home I wasn't there. I saw it, and I saw my dog, and he was still home, and I remember feeling kind of sad. I'm like, oh dang. But anyways, I saw my family, my unsaved family members, walking in my home, searching for me and my wife. Like, where'd they go? We can't, like, they were there and they were on earth still, and they were like, Jared and Nevaeh are missing. Like, we don't know where they're at. And I remember just thinking, I hope I did a good enough job with telling them about the Bible, and then if we ever go missing, what to do, not to take the mark of the beast. And I was just thinking that all in my head. I'm like, I really hope that I did enough to tell them what's about to happen, and that a lot of wrath is about to come, and they need to give their life to Jesus. I was really hoping I did enough. But while I was having these visions of seeing inside of my house, thinking of my family members, doing all this stuff, I remember my body was floating up and down in this waiting season, and I saw all these spirits around me, and it was like our spirits were just going up, down, like our bodies were. I mean, not our spirits. Our bodies were just like in this weird season, this weird holding place. I don't know how to explain that fully, but I wanted to add that in there because I don't know if anyone's experienced that. But that was it. I woke up, I think it was 1 a.m. in the morning, and I woke my wife up, and I told her that I just saw Jesus in my dream, and I explained exactly what he looked like. He had a white robe, his hair was brown, and it was pretty, it wasn't really long, but it was kind of here, and I just explained everything. I can still see it clear as day. That's why I waited so long to make this video, because the dream stuck with me. The dream was so powerful to me, and it's still, my story has not changed. So I'm just and I told my wife, I'm like, Jesus just gave me a dream, and I know it was from him. I'm very confident it was from him. But anyways, my life has changed. My life, ever since that day, my life changed, and the Lord really woke me up. My fire's been back, and I feel so strong for the Lord, and I've been telling my family the gospel more than ever. I've been in my Bible every single morning since then, and it was a real awakening that Jesus Christ gave me, and he's coming back soon. We don't know the time or hour. I'm not here to scare anybody, but I just feel it in my spirit that he's going to be coming really soon, and we need to spread the gospel to everybody around us, and we need to tell people that we love our family members, and warn them what's going to happen. I've even thought about writing a note and keeping it on my table at all times, or on my fridge, that if anything does happen, they know what to do. They know where we're at, that we're with Jesus, and yeah. I haven't been the same since that dream. Anyways, if I think of anything else I missed, I don't think I missed anything, but just to add emphasis on that rainbow, I still think of it and wish I saw it, but it was just radiating. Let me see. I asked AI, I told my dream to AI, and if they can make me a picture from it, I'll insert the picture, but it's nothing near I saw, but it was kind of similar to this. It was kind of similar to this. It was a lot different, honestly, but this is kind of how I was standing, and that's how I was looking right before it happened, and right before I got raptured, and it was just so powerful. Even just looking at this picture makes me think back to it. Man, Jesus is king, and Jesus is he's gonna come back so powerful, and I'm really excited. Ever since this dream, I've been really excited for heaven, and I've been not building my earthly kingdom, just really focusing on my kingdom inheritance, and my, building my treasures up for the Lord, not here on earth. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I know this video is long, but if you made it to the end, if you've had a rapture dream, please tell me in the comments and explain in the comments of your dream, or if you can relate to this dream at all. And I'm just very curious, because after this happened, I looked up rapture dreams on YouTube, and there was a lot of similarities. A lot of people saw angels. I didn't see any angels. But anyways, explain to me your dream if you've had a similar one. If you haven't got right with Jesus, give your life to Jesus, and it's just, life will get so much better. There's going to be persecution, actually, and it may be a little harder, but in the end, it's going to be worth it. I love you so much if you made it to this end of this video, and yeah, share your dreams. Peace out.